Hello, Assalamualaikum. Selamat mendengar ke Remaja Podcast episod keempat musim kedua. Dan kita sebenarnya dah di pertengahan sebab untuk musim ni kita ada total of 7 episodes bersama dengan guest yang berbeza. Dan pada kali ini sebenarnya saya sangat teruja kerana kita bukan pertama kali berjumpa. Kita pernah berjumpa banyak kali sebelum ni. Dan cuma kali ini adalah kali pertama saya interview dia secara personal. Kita bersama dengan Daniel Bogers ataupun Daniel Bogers. Hello Daniel.
Hello, very nice to be here.
Yeah?
Oh, dia ada applause semua.
Dia ada applause. So, apa khabar? Sihat?
Alhamdulillah sihat. Yourself?
I'm good. Dan terima kasih kerana bersama dengan Remaja Podcast pada kali ini. Apa yang menarik tentang Daniel ini adalah Daniel mempunyai beberapa cerita untuk kita sampaikan, tetapi apa yang lebih yang paling menariknya adalah tentang kerjanya, kerana dia bermula sebagai seorang pelumba, betul, seorang racer, dan kali ini sejak beberapa tahun kebelakangan ini dia telah menceburkan diri dalam bidang nyanyian dari genre rap.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, mungkin boleh ceritakan sikit lah. Kita berjumpa waktu di uji bakat model casting. Do you remember that?
First time, yeah. Betul-betul. Wow. 2018
That was in 2017.
Wah, 17.
Oh no, 2018. That was in 2018.
Dekat Jeras kan?
Dekat PWTC.
PWTC, ya.
Apa yang buatkan you teringin nak join waktu tu?
Wow, actually I'm not sure. I think sebab memang dari dulu when I was a kid lah, memang my mom always pushed me into modelling, acting. So actually that time I thought, okay, nak cuba revive that part of me lah. Tapi yeah, it wasn't bad. Nervous tapi it was good.
What's so nerve-wracking about it? You kena post.
Itu sebab ramai masa tu. Cuma masa nak posing semua ramai, nampak balik mata dan pandang.
Oh my gosh, I remember that moment. It was a very small booth masa tu di PWTC. I mean, it's a very big event. Cuma kita dapat booth yang agak kecil untuk remaja. And it was attended by more than 100 people within an hour casting. Dalam masa kita ada sejam saja slot tu, dan ada 100 lebih orang datang. So we couldn't really meet or talk that much with the participants. Yeah. Tapi waktu tu, was it your first casting ever in Malaysia?
Tak. Before this, I've gone to like model agency casting semua. So it wasn't something new, tapi it was new seeing other people watching. Macam before this kan, pergi casting like okay dalam studio, ada cameraman, just 1 or 2 more people. Ni ramai orang, so it's just like alamak, anxiety.
Waktu tu memang I pun jadi anxiety sebab kita orang berdua je. Yeah, handle the whole casting dengan 100 orang, kan. Tapi it was a very breaking through kind of moment because that was the first time that I met you, and we didn't even talk to each other, but we decided to pick you up out of the 100 people who came in. Dan Daniel ada sebahagian daripada kempen Merdeka pada waktu tu yang kita lakukan bersama majalah remaja.
That's right, yeah. Wow, that's again long time ago. Wow.
Yeah. Daripada 100 tu, I remember kita ambil 5 orang saja, and Daniel was one of them. Tak tahu tak kenapa? You tahu tak kenapa you terpilih?
I never asked. Kenapa?
Kenapa you rasa you terpilih waktu tu?
Tak tahu.
Of course, kita meraihkan masyarakat yang majmuk, kan? So ada pelbagai karakter dan pelbagai latar belakang di situ. So saya rasa itu sebab antaranya Daniel terpilih. And you did very well waktu tu. Walaupun your Malay was
Masa tu I was still learning a lot lah.
Yeah. Tapi macam I nampak you ada spark sangat, ada potential. And here you are. You dah terlibat dalam bidang entertainment dan terutama bidang seni ni sebagai seorang rapper. Tapi kita nak cerita sikit tentang you punya racing background. Mungkin boleh cerita macam mana Daniel dapat peluang dan juga untuk berkecimpung dalam bidang perlumbaan.
So actually my racing career memang it's something I nak buat since I was a kid. Sebab dari one of my first memories was watching MotoGP dengan my abang. I think masa umur 4 tahun something like that. And then ever since then I memang my mom always said that I selalu minta pocket bike dan the mini bikes. So memang nak belajar macam mana nak ride bikes, how to race. Tapi my mom always said no lah. So biasalah ibu selalu takut tak nak their son get injured. Then from there I started sneaking out masa teenager to go to the track. Then I started sibuk motor kat sana. And then it came to the point where I jual the scooter my mum beli untuk tuition for a track bike.
Okay.
And somehow she allowed it.
Umur bila tu you jual skuter?
15.
Oh. Berapa lama skuter tu dekat rumah sebelum dia jual?
Terus kan baru setahun kot. So quite rebellious lah masa tu. Tapi alhamdulillah from there I trained a lot dekat track USJ Elite.
Okay.
And then from there a few people spotted me and then they were macam, oh you're quite fast lah. How about you try out this bike, try that bike. Then from there they progressed to the point where I dapat sponsors untuk masuk as a wildcard dalam different race categories. And alhamdulillah from there it just kept on growing and I think I did have the talent for what I was doing.
Macam mana you rasa you yakin untuk berlumba di track?
Tak tahu lah, it's like something dia rasa macam very natural to me.
Is it because of the adrenaline rush that you feel during the race?
Dia rasa macam, for me, adrenaline is one thing tapi I rasa at peace bila on the bike. Macam in the race it just feels macam all the problems of the world dah tak ada.
Okay.
It's just like, oh okay, it's just me and my helmet on the bike. So, just do your thing.
Wow. By the way, I tak tahu macam mana ride bike. One of the reason kenapa I tak ada racing motor sebab I tak boleh nak balance.
Oh, faham.
But this is a story.
I mean,
kan. Tapi I pernah terbaca tentang Daniel daripada perlumbaan motosikal. Perlahan-lahan dia cuba untuk berlumba kereta pula.
Yeah, that's right.
Was that a big shift in between those two races?
Actually, bagi saya is quite the same lah. Dia cuma the difference is steering wheel dengan handlebar. So for me it's more or less sama. Sebab actually before that I did try to masuk go-kart racing. Memang I have a passion for car racing juga tapi nak race kereta mahal.
Betul.
It's very expensive. Dia 2-3 times more dari bike racing. So alhamdulillah I had the opportunity dengan a few of my previous sponsors that from bikes, and then diorang cakap, oh how about you try cars? And yeah, it wasn't bad, not bad. So hopefully I might have a career in car racing juga, tapi kita tak sure lah. See how the future goes.
But racing in as a whole in Malaysia, I rasa dia dah start ada that kind of reviving movement whereby lebih ramai anak muda ataupun remaja di luar sana mendapat opportunity untuk berlumba. Tak kisahlah motosikal ataupun kereta. How's that community like? Macam you and your peers?
I would say so lah. Macam it's growing tapi ever since COVID susah.
Betul.
So it's still recovering tapi it's true what you say lah. Like, macam I perasan ada ramai budak remaja now like dia orang ambil the right pathway. So before this so it's safe tapi ramai akan lumba haram But then now people realise ada many different outlets for you to go and become a racer. So macam Petronas Capri diorang ada their selection selection for the one minute race semua. So there's good promotion there and yeah, it's a good shift in the right direction. Tapi for me, to be honest for car racing susah. So I memang know a lot of talented go-kart drivers, tapi diorang kena bawa duit. So it's not a cheap sport.
They have to come in with sponsors,
exactly.
Those who are willing to actually put up their money untuk potential ini. Betul. Kalau nak sebut tentang sukan lumba ni kan, berapa lama sebenarnya jarak career tu? How long can you actually become a racer?
It depends on talent really. Talent dengan effort.
And money.
I mean, the reason for that is mainly macam kalau kita tengok Rossi and Hamilton, diorang dah pushing 40 and diorang still have the power, the will and the talent to still be a top tier racer. Tapi ada the other half where by 33 macam tu diorang dah fall off the career. So I would say on average sampai mid-30s then the momentum dah tak ada dah.
But in Malaysia, I think there's an outlet to grow. Tetapi adakah ia sesuatu yang mudah? I'm sure that it's not that easy untuk mendapatkan career dalam perlumbaan kan. Hanya beberapa, I rasa tak sampai 10 orang pun kat Malaysia ni yang mempunyai peluang tu.
Yeah, I would say it's quite difficult lah. Sebab I would say the main difference between kita punya racing industry kat sini dengan let's say the best comparison I think is Spain. Sebab Spain they have a lot of subsidies untuk racing. So perhaps for us kita tak sampai that level yet. Because we understand it's a long process, and I think only in the past 2 decades kita betul-betul nampak talent Malaysia fighting overseas and such. So I think we're going in the right direction, tapi yelah, still quite difficult.
Is that one of the reason why you actually masukkan atau ceburkan diri dalam bidang seni ataupun bidang rapping ni? Kita akan dapatkan jawapan daripada Daniel selepas ini. Kita berehat berhenti dulu untuk Remaja Podcast. Okey, kita kembali semula dalam Remaja Podcast bersama dengan Daniel Bogers. Okey, Daniel, tadi kita dah sebut tentang you punya career dalam bidang nyanyian ataupun rapping yang baru saja tercetus dalam lebih kurang setahun 2, betul?
Yeah, almost 3 years now.
Almost 3 years. Okey, boleh ceritakan macam mana shift antara bidang perlumbaan kepada bidang seni ni pula berlaku?
Actually, in terms of music, memang dah lama dah I was involved in music. Sebab since primary school sampai high school I memang pergi choir, for choir classes, singing classes. So the transition tak ada susah sangat, tapi just macam it was quite new because it's rapping. Tapi I choose to do that pun sebab memang it's something I dari dulu suka, I like to write lyrics. So I thought, okay, why not I try rapping, see, put the words into action. And yeah, somehow it worked well.
Put the words into action. Itu dah macam rap punya lirik. I tahu ada beberapa rapper yang I pernah baca interview mereka. Mereka katakan mereka ada journal ataupun buku yang tertentu. Bila keluar saja emotions ataupun idea, mereka terus jot down untuk dijadikan sebagai inspirasi. Is that the same with you?
Used to be, tapi sekarang ni pakai notes je.
Dia dah digitalize kan?
Exactly.
Ya, tapi masih lah kalau apa-apa ada idea terus dituliskan.
Yep.
Okay, rapping bukan semua orang boleh buat. Okay, ada orang yang mungkin suka sangat berpuitis, tetapi untuk mempersembahkannya dalam sebuah lagu tu agak sukar untuk mereka kerana mungkin tiada keyakinan ataupun mereka lebih gemar untuk berada di belakang tabir. Bagaimana Daniel mendapatkan kekuatan ataupun your strength to actually pursue this as a career?
Well, I never looked at myself that way. Sebab I feel macam everyday pun I'm still learning. Tapi tak tahu, I think it's just memang dari dulu, since I was a kid, I selalu dengar hip hop music, Tupac, 50 Cent, Eminem, Nas. So the love for it memang dah ada. So it was just a matter of macam, okay, learn from the OGs katanya, the ones who lead the pathway. Lepas tu cuba make it my own style. And yeah, it's been, every day has been macam a learning step. Sebab every day, macam if I compare now and 3 years ago, I feel quite a big difference kalau dengar my own raps. I feel like macam 3 years ago sampah gila. So
yeah, it's like a learning curve. There's a learning curve to it. Betul. Dan kalau korang tak tahu, Daniel sebenarnya ada 2 single. Satu dikenali sebagai Average Kid yang dilancarkan pada tahun 2021, dan hanya baru-baru ini pada bulan Januari 2023 dia lancarkan satu lagi buah lagu yang bernama Roger That. So kedua-duanya rap dalam bahasa Inggeris lah ya.
Yeah, mostly. Tapi Roger That ada Malay verse from
Waris kan. Okay, nak tanya sikit, kenapa Daniel yakin untuk mempersembahkan rap ni dalam bahasa Inggeris? Sebab kita tahu sekarang di Malaysia memang industri nyanyian ataupun rap dalam bahasa Melayu lebih mudah untuk diakses oleh pendengar. Radio selalu memainkannya. Dan mungkin penerimaan peminat pun daripada pelbagai negeri, pelbagai latar belakang pun lebih senang. Kenapa you mula dengan rapping dalam bahasa Inggeris?
Itu pun agak risky decision lah. Sebab memang as you mentioned, kalau rap in Malay lagi senang nak jual, it's a bigger market. Tapi sebab I grew up with the son of Too Fat, so masa zaman Too Fat everything was in English, and I thought kalau Too Fat pun boleh berjaya with English rap, I don't think it's impossible. And I remember I forgot the name of the app masa lockdown, tapi there was macam the chat room app. I lupa nama that app.
What kind of chat room was that? Legal chat room.
Yeah, legitimate chat room.
Legit chat room, okay.
And then Ultimate was hosting one of the rooms, and then Daniel ultimate, like, you know, because it was a Q&A session. Daniel ultimate, rasanya kalau English rap boleh go far tak dalam industri Malaysia, or should I change to Malay rap? Then dia cakap, if you feel that your sound is English rap, stick to it. Dia cakap, it doesn't matter what you're doing in life. Sorry, what you're doing in life, like even life story. what you do, what your style is, but if you believe it, it will go far.
Yeah.
So it's ever since then that I thought, okay, tak apa, I just stick to what I'm doing first. Tapi eventually I do want to bridge into Malay rap. Cuma I'm not confident dengan my writing skills in bahasa Melayu yet.
In a way, actually, bila kita tengok rapper yang dekat Malaysia ni, masing-masing mempunyai identiti ataupun cara tersendiri kan, yang membezakan dia daripada rapper-rapper yang lain. Contohnya seperti Waris tadi yang collab melalui lagu Roger Dad. Dia lebih terkenal dengan Negeri Sembilannya, kan? Right. Dia bermula daripada situ dan sehingga kini rasanya semua orang masih ingat lirik daripada lagu-lagu awalnya. Adakah you rasakan identiti you sebagai rapper berbahasa Inggeris tu memang dekat dengan identiti you yang berdarah Kacukan ni?
I would say so. Like me choosing this pathway, it makes sense. Like, but that's why, like, I try to, macam kalau from average case, I ada cuba, like, you know, masukkan the you know, white boy living Malaysia element. So macam, you know, okay, I mean, my mix, you know, tapi my English is not like, you know, 100%, you know, 100% towards just macam British English ke apa. Tapi yeah, I would say the identity has been building towards that.
Talking about average kid, right? I was listening to it before kita punya interview ni. Actually, I've listened to it lama dah. Cuma I nak recap balik. And I perasan tentang liriknya. I think it was very personal. It was clearly written by you. Tak ada siapa I rasa boleh tulis sehingga tahap sangat personal seperti itu. Antaranya yang I nampak, yang I masih ingat is dark past left in my past. An outcast pain that ever lasts. So it's very deep down. You need to actually dig deep in yourself untuk keluarkan lirik itu untuk didengari oleh orang lain.
Yeah. Itu actually clean version tau. There's an explicit.
That's an X-rated version.
Yeah. But at first it was quite explicit sebab, you know, it was very, very personal and very real to me. Tapi I thought, okay, clean it up lah.
Dan kenapa you rasa as your first single, you can get that personal with your audience?
Sebab I feel like, you know, because as you mentioned identity, so I felt like Average Kid was really me. You know, sebab dari dulu I felt that I was always called an underdog. You know, no one expected much from me, but I always tried to outperform myself and my peers. So I feel like it was important for my first single to be something okay, kalau you hear this, you understand why I am this way. So yeah.
Yeah, and there was also like a line called that sounds like bullied as a child, bullied as a teen. Were you like part of the someone who's being bullied before this?
Yeah, all my life. So from primary school to secondary school, it was always hard to fit in for me. Sebab I always travel around. Before this, I moved to Singapore, Australia, back to Malaysia. So each time I moved, memang I was a targeted kid. So I used to be chubby, so then people bullied me because I was fat. And then from then it went to macam dahi besar lah, and then make fun of my name. So it was hard to fit in. So that's why that line is bullied as a child, bullied as a teen.
Yeah. Okay, kita beralih kepada Roger That. What's special about this? What's so special about this new single? I know that it's part of your upcoming album.
Yep,
that's going to come out soon. Dan tetapi kenapa Roger That dipilih sebagai single pertama untuk album?
Because okay, so the reason why it's Roger That is a single is because masa tu we were looking for a feature and kita fikir, you know, why don't we try get Waris on the feature? So then we called up Waris and we had the conversation. He said, okay, yeah, sure. Then she got Roger That, bro. Then after that kita macam, you know what? That's the title. Yep. Yeah. So from there we're like, okay, Roger That is a single.
How's the working process with Waris? Sebagai seorang yang berpengalaman kan?
Yeah, quite smooth, but he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Within a few days dia dah hantar dia punya demo, and yeah, we had the track done within a week. It was very easy, and I mean, he's a legend, yeah.
Okay, kita akan minta Daniel mungkin untuk cuba rap Roger That pada penghujung podcast ni. So korang kena dengarkan sampai hujung, jangan skip terus ke hujung. Tapi saya dapat rasakan yang ialah dengan feature dengan Waris dan juga lirik yang ditulis sendiri oleh Daniel, I think is going to become something that's that people can definitely kaitkan diri mereka atau relatekan diri mereka dengan lagu ini?
I hope so lah. I hope that people when they hear the lyrics, they understand the lyrics. But actually my verse and Maris punya verse is quite different tapi within the same context. So
the title itself is very Malaysian.
Yeah, exactly. So macam
Is that like intentional untuk dilakukan macam tu?
very intentional. So dia macam yelah kalau kita kita kawan-kawan kita macam like okay Roger bro. Okay Roger jaga aku sampai so that was why we thought because even Maris on the call he said okay Roger that bro. So it's very Malaysian and we're like that makes sense.
Okay, mungkin I rasa you tak boleh spill sepenuhnya tentang album lagi, tapi apa yang menariknya tentang album ni berbanding dengan album rap yang kita ada kat pasaran sekarang?
Dia old school.
Uh-huh.
So it's very old school hip hop. The producer is DJ Fuzz. So when you guys hear the album, it will be something that takes you back to the late 90s, early 2000s. So that was memang the concept. Kita nak try and bring that old school element back. And yeah, I would say it's quite different from anything else in this in the current hip hop industry.
Okay, kita akan bersama dengan Daniel kembali lepas ini dalam Remaja Podcast dan kita akan bercerita tentang something yang lebih personal daripada lirik you. Mengenai latar belakangnya. Jom lepas ni. Okay, kita kembali semula dalam Remaja Podcast bersama dengan Daniel Bogers. Okay, tadi kita dah sebut tentang career dari segi race-nya dan juga daripada segi rap-nya. Saya tertarik bila saya sebutkan tentang lagu Roger That is very Malaysian. But you yourself isn't truly Malaysia, or do you feel you're very Malaysian sebabnya sebagai background, kita bagi sikit background lah Daniel ni. Beliau merupakan seorang anak kacukan darah Melayu dan Belanda, di mana ibunya daripada Malaysia dan ayahnya pula daripada Belanda. Betul? Dilahirkan di Rotterdam, Netherlands pada tahun 1998 dan sejak itu banyak kali berubah lokasi kedudukannya bergantung kepada kerjaya pekerjaan ayahnya lah. Betul. Tetapi disebabkan oleh itu juga ia menjadi satu isu di mana untuk mendapatkan kewarganegaraan Malaysia itu sendiri agak sukar untuk Daniel. Mungkin boleh sharekan sikit tak kenapa ia menjadi satu isu untuk Daniel dan juga kenapa ia perlu diperjuangkan pula oleh ibu?
Yeah, so basically this issue dia actually dah lama dah kita fight this issue sebab I remember in 2003 masa kita first pindah balik ke Malaysia, my mum dah cuba, actually even in masa kita kat Rotterdam pun my mum dah mohon untuk dapatkan IC for myself, or at least Malaysian passport dulu. Tapi according to kita punya constitution, right now kalau a Malaysian father marries a foreign spouse, dia punya anak automatically akan dapat IC, akan dapat warga negara Malaysia. Tapi if a Malaysian mother marries a foreign spouse and the child is born overseas, dia tak ada any automatic right untuk dapatkan IC. So it's a very tricky situation sebab kita pindah balik ke Malaysia pun because it was my choice. Back in so actually in total I've been in Malaysia dah sekarang ni 17 years in total of my life. 24 years of living. Something like that.
Sejak tahun 2003.
Yeah. Okay. And we've been here. We did fly out masa 2007 kalau tak silap. Back to Singapore for one, and Australia, and back here in 2011. Sebab masa tu pun kita pindah balik because I wanted to settle down somewhere. And tak tahu lah, memang Malaysia has always been home sebab every time kita datang balik sini this is where I love to be.
It feels like home to you.
Yeah, it is home to me. It's memang dari dulu it's the only place that feels home. Everywhere else rasa macam foreign. Dia tak rasa, it feels different. Inilah at the end of the day ni memang my mom's beloved nation. And yeah, ever since then memang kita nak fight for me to become a Malaysian because for a while I nak main bola pun was nak jadi pemain bola, it was difficult to become a football player because memang as a foreigner there's no real opportunities. Most of the leagues, the youth leagues semua dia cater towards blue IC holders saja.
Malaysians.
Not even PR. Even if they're PR pun tak boleh. So it was very difficult. And then I kept on asking why. So actually sebenarnya before this I had no idea. Prior to about 5 years ago I had no idea yang It was just mothers that I thought it was fathers and mothers. Tapi when I found out that in the constitution diorang belum ubahkan that one law, it was quite surprising to me. And that's why until now, even in racing, kalau you guys look back at my races, memang ada bendera Malaysia next to my name. Sebab I chose to have the Malaysian flag with my name sebab I want to be Malaysian. This is my home, you know. Macam mana pun, I want to carry the flag of my mother. She gave birth to me, she raised me well. And even on my helmet dulu, I put the Malaysian flag, you know, because I'm proud of it. Tapi until now it's still a fight.
Sepanjang 24 tahun tu memang lebih daripada separuhnya Daniel menghabiskan masa di Malaysia, tapi masih orang kata tidak dibenarkan untuk mendapatkan kewarganegaraan itu. Sepanjang tempoh 24 tahun tu juga beberapa kali you perlu berpindah dari satu tempat ke tempat yang lain. Apa yang membuatkan selain pada Malaysia tu feels like home to you? Apa yang membuatkan benda tu lebih special dan membuatkan you lebih yakin yang okay, probably I need to get that? Because I've read somewhere from your interview that says that it's quite easy for you actually to be approved as a citizen of Netherlands.
Oh yeah, I mean
sangat mudah. Tetapi you masih fight, your family is still fighting for citizenship daripada Malaysia.
Betul. Funny enough, masa my family was living in the Netherlands for a while, my mother and my brother, dua Malaysian passport holders and Malaysian citizens, dia dapat offer untuk dapatkan Dutch citizenship after just 3 or 4 years. I can't remember the amount of time specifically. Tapi bila diorang nak renew diorang punya visa, diorang terus dapat offer to take a Dutch citizenship. And masa I duduk di Singapore pun, just for I think 2 years plus, I dapat offer untuk dapat PR sana. Went to Australia after just 1.5 years pun dapat offer untuk dapatkan PR dekat sana. So kenapa dekat sini now in this current span kan dah lebih 12 tahun. Sorry, 11 tahun. And still I kena fight for the right to at least even ada PR. For me, dapatkan PR pun buat masa ni cukup lah. Sebab I faham like, you know, untuk tukarkan the constitution is a very big task. True. Tapi at least for children like myself, well, okay, now an adult lah, but back then, you know, like at least give us the right to ada PR lah, so kita boleh stay with our family. So contoh sekarang ni, like if I am forced out of the country, nak pergi mana? We have nothing anywhere else.
Pretty much you don't belong anywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Kan sekarang dia punya lirik tu macam hit hard at home sebab kita tahu dia punya background tu. Is the fight still ongoing?
Yeah, still. Yeah, it's a sensitive topic juga sebab yelah dalam semua in this new year we thought okay, macam mana pun kita akan we were promised that a reform will come. And kita faham memang benda ni is not an easy task. Nak ubahkan constitution requires a lot of steps to be taken. Tapi we know as of last year, JPN ada provide certain documents untuk let children of this situation stay dekat Malaysia. So it's documentation into somewhat pre-approval of an IC. So right now the question mark is kenapa kita still tak dapat that pre-approval. Kenapa kita still in the midst of 50-50? Kita tak sure.
It's a very grey area.
It is. So it's a big question mark. Kenapa we still don't have that again? Padahal last year we had it for the 6 plaintiffs in the case. Because I feel that benda ni bukan susah. Application memang dah ada dekat JPN. Sekarang ni my application pun still frozen since last year. So it could be eased very quickly. Just give the order to JPN. Understand that this situation is something that needs to be handled swiftly and provide certain documents so that kita boleh stay here.
Saya pernah terbaca juga, I actually written an article on this. We reported on some cases whereby mahkamah hakim membenarkan anak-anak kecil, anak-anak remaja yang berdepan dengan kes yang sama seperti Daniel ni mendapatkan IC atau kad pengenalan.
Lepas tu mahkamah tinggi kan?
Ya. Adakah you rasakan you punya situasi ni memerlukan sehingga ke tahap mahkamah itu untuk finally dibenarkan bergelar seorang warga negara Malaysia?
To me, dia tak patut pun sampai mahkamah. This thing should have been changed back in 2001, I believe, during the time that Malaysia agreed to follow with gender equality by law. So meaning that both men and women are equal by law. Sebab sekarang ni kalau kita look at this current article in the constitution, memang boleh nampak there's no equality for a woman and a man. The men have so much more rights over a woman, and benda ni tak patut.
And it's been spoken on Twitter. I felt that even like celebrities pun dah bercakap tentang perkara ini, tapi masih tidak diberikan apa tu orang kata, there's no light to it.
That's right.
Right?
It's disappointing lah, to be honest. Especially masa kita ada there was a appeal from the parliament kan, and masa sampai mahkamah rayuan, it was so disappointing because dia 2-1 was the decision. 2 for no, 1 for yes. And it could have been so close. Kalau one more judge je tukar to change the decision to a yes, we should change the constitution, we would have probably been in a better situation right now for people like myself. Tapi actually I also faham the reasoning, sebab memang by right the Mahkamah Rayuan or the Mahkamah Tinggi do not have the rights to change the constitution, which is fair enough, that's true. Tapi is it disappointing lah that benda ni had to be appealed by the previous parliament, I think 2 ke 3 kali, like that they appealed back the decision. Padahal Mahkamah Tinggi dah saman dah those who were in parliament. So it's like, patut ke sampai tahap ni just to get this sorted?
Okay, finally on this topic, adakah benda ni, situasi ini mencetuskan rasa stres ataupun tekanan dalam you punya household tu sendiri?
Definitely. I would say honestly, benda ni has been one of the big reasons for my anxiety growing up. Sebab there's uncertainty. Sebab every day macam, you know, anything I want to do in life, dia macam ada comma atau full stop. Contoh, I want to race last time and I masuk the Asia Tenggara. Tapi syarat dia to enter from here is to be a Malaysian. And then I tried to reason, you know, I feel like I'm Malaysian. I've been here for all my life. My mom is a Malaysian. Tapi on a technicality, tak. And it was the same with football. It was the same with anything I nak buat in life. It was just so difficult. And even until now, I'm still struggling to make some good progress. It's getting better. Sebab, you know, I'm learning how to go around the speed bumps and all. But dia susah. Memang it's very very damaging to the mind frame.
Dan saya rasakan benda tu bukan hanya memberi tekanan kepada orang yang menghadapinya, seperti anak-anak yang menghadapi itu, tapi juga kepada parents.
Exactly.
Dan mungkin kepada ahli keluarga yang lain, kerana mereka ingin, of course every family has their own agendas. Diorang nak kesan satu yang terbaik untuk anak, tapi tak boleh diberikan disebabkan isu seperti ini.
Yeah, my mom, they been through a lot lah. It was tough. I still remember the amount of times I nampak dia menangis because of this issue. Sebab we were always told no. Setiap kali pergi ke GPN immigration, you know, the answer was tak boleh dapatkan PR, tak boleh dapatkan IC. And for her, especially last year lah, bila dia realise this my situation, sebab student visa is finishing, you know, I don't have a valid visa to stay dekat Malaysia dah. You know, and there was a moment I saw my mum having fear again. Tapi I reassured her, I told her, tak apa mak, macam mana pun, I will fight for what is your right and my right, and no matter where I have to run off to in the world for a while, I'll be okay. I'll be back and I'll keep fighting. Sebab benda ni cannot stay. This has to change. We want, especially for me kan, you know, if I think about the future, if I have a daughter, I want my daughter to go in Malaysia where she has the same rights as
everyone else.
As a man would. So, yeah.
Okay, kita akan sentuh sedikit lagi tentang isu ini. Selepas ini, kita berehat dulu dalam Remaja Podcast. Okay, kita kembali semula bersama dengan Daniel Bogers dalam Remaja Podcast. Okay Daniel, kita tak lama lagi, sedikit masa lagi bersama dengan Daniel. Cuma saya nak tanyakan kepada Daniel, kerana saya dapat tahu yang you berjuang untuk mendapatkan kad pengenalan ataupun kewarganegaraan Malaysia ni kerana you want to contribute back to the nation, to the country. Kenapa benda itu penting untuk you?
I don't know, benda ni is like something that has been in my family for a while. Macam my mum has always taught us to give back to the community, give back to whoever we can. Apa yang kita ada, we share. We don't, jangan keruku in life. And I always felt that my plan in the future is to build grassroots for children who are, macam a lot of people don't have the fundings for things like racing, for example, ataupun tak tahu the pathway for football, for example. Because I've been in that life for both, I nampak what is, apa yang kurang, apa yang kita boleh improve on, and I feel like I've always wanted to contribute to that aspect. And actually even before this fight pun, I have had plans for making an NGO to fight for women's rights as well for certain cases and such. And it's just something I memang nak buat since I was a kid. It's something. This is why I love my mother so much. But dia, she raised me in that kind of mindset.
Harapnya kita juga berdoakan untuk Daniel tidak lagi bergantung harap kepada things like visa pelajar. I hope that you can definitely call yourself Malaysian with the official kad pengenalan tu, kerana benda tu bagi saya ia lebih daripada sekadar satu kad pengenalan untuk Daniel. I think it's the fight that he has been fighting for his entire life, and benda tu adalah satu bukti yang mengatakan Malaysia is ready to change.
Betul.
In a way. Okay, sebelum kita mengakhiri segmen Remaja Podcast bersama Daniel ni, kita nak tanyakan sikit lah, mungkin apa yang kita boleh expect dalam tahun 2023 daripada you?
Okay, so this one is also hopefully for me lah, sebab aku tak pasti lagi, tapi I'm hoping to be back in racing.
Okay, kita berdoa.
So hopefully inshallah I'll be back in racing, tengah sort things out. So yeah, hopefully you guys see me on the track soon. And speaking of tracks, I'm going to be releasing at least hopefully around 30 to 40 tracks this year for music.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
That is my target. Tapi whether I will reach it or not, we'll see.
What's that for? Is it like part of the album?
That's actually, I just thought that, I've seen how certain artists do their thing, which is, release a lot of music. So
yeah, you must have a lot of thoughts in your mind untuk keluarkan pelbagai track macam tu.
I mean, the mind is always running.
What's the craziest track, or what's the craziest idea that you have for your lyrics? Mengenai apa?
So it's a somewhat R&B-ish song.
Okay.
Where this guy is cheating on his girlfriend. Lepas tu his girlfriend walks in. So dia macam tengah lepak, watching TV, and tiba the girlfriend catches them. Then dua-dua gaduh.
Ya, anak-anak jangan cuba di rumah begitu.
Yeah, it's bad. That's very bad.
But it happens.
It happens. I mean, it's sad.
It happens. It's very sad. But jangan cuba.
Betul.
Okay, dari sudut sebagai, yalah, kita daripada sudut rapping dah ada, daripada sudut perlumbaan juga ada juga. Bagaimana dengan career football tu? Adakah masih ada dalam diri you untuk menjadi seorang yang professional, ataupun you just do it for fun?
It's for fun. My time is up. This year dah 25. I think the last opportunity would be masa umur 23 macam tu. Tapi I still love it. If someone gives me a call and the option nampak macam more tempting than racing, then perhaps. Tapi
where can we watch you playing football?
Alamak. For me memang dah random dah. dah tak ada komitmen for football.
Yelah, mana tahu kan kalau ada orang yang nak cuba untuk panggil you sertai diorang ke, tim diorang ke.
Kalau biasanya Stadium MPAG ataupun Bangi Arena Tripoli.
Okay, korang boleh tengok dia bermain kat situ lah ya.
Kalau JDT ataupun Pahang FC nak sign, hit me up.
Okay, terima kasih kepada Daniel kerana sudah bersama dengan Remaja Podcast pada kali ini. Thank you for actually sharing your stories, not just about your career but also your background and also your struggle in certain parts of your life. Dan kami harapkan sekalinya lebih lancar untuk tahun ni. We are hoping for the best for you, not just for you actually, but for the rest who are facing the same situation that you have faced for the past 24 years, right?
InsyaAllah, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you so much to everyone who's watching and also who's listening. Watching on YouTube and also listening on Spotify. And kita akan kembali lagi dalam episod kelima Remaja Podcast pada minggu hadapan. Bye-bye.